Let's try the first 2 bars. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're okay on that fingering? You've got open G, A, which is your first finger, then 2 Gs, C, C, C. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now can you look at the next bar? Can you see that bar 3 is the same as the first bar? So that's easy. But the last bar isn't the same as what we had before. Can you look at the last bar on the top line? Can you work out what that is? That's a D, that's your first finger on your C string. So that last bar on that top line, first finger on your C string, up to the G, open. I'm just going to... Right, should we go from the beginning? After 4, just play the top line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got your bow. Let's see if you can hold your bow nicely, and we're going to place it nicely on the cello, and we're going to play it with the bow this time. Here we go, after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go on to the second line now. It's called bar 9. Let's go from there. Oh, there's a funny note right at the beginning. I wonder if you know what that is. Hopefully you'll recognise that as a C, which is your 4th finger on your G string. So let's find that. Okay, 4th finger on your G string to start with. Let's pluck, holding your bow. Here we go. And we'll pluck the first bar only. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4th finger on your C and then your open string G. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about the next bar? How do you find that? That's your first finger, first of all on your G string, then the first finger on your C string. A, A, D, D. So G, with the first finger is A, C, first finger is D. That's your low D. Let's try that second bar on the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we try that again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we go from the beginning of that line? 1, 4th finger, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last 2 bars of that line, there's quite a tricky bit, but if you've practiced your scales, you should be okay on this one. The last bar's fine because that's just 3 open C's, but the bit in the middle, G, G, here's the scale bit. Open, 4, 3, 1, open. Can we try from those 2 G's at the beginning of the 3rd bar of the second line, just before the scale bit? 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try the second line using our bow. 4th finger on the G string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're now going to look at the middle section of Runaway Train, which is number 38 in Joggers. So if you can find number 38 on the third line of music where it says bar 13, we're going to do this little bit here. Now, there's a funny black rectangle in that first bar there. I wonder if you know what that means. Can you see it's hanging from the line? It's very strong and it lasts for 4 counts. It's a rest for 4 counts. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, but don't play anything. You just count those beats in your head. And then in bar 14, we've got that sign over the top, which means a down bow. So you're starting on this end of the bow, here. And we've got open string D followed by, what have we got there? We've got 2 G's, and those G's can be found on the 4th finger on your D strings. So we've got 4 beats in the bar of that rest to find that G. So we're going to count from bar 13. Here's 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we try that again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we've got another 4 beats rest after that. And then we go down to the G string. Open G, and I wonder what that next note is. It's a C, isn't it, on 4th finger on the G string. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if you notice a pattern. What did we have on that first bit in bar 14? We had open G followed by 4th finger G. Then we had a rest, open G followed by 4th finger C. Should we try that from the very beginning of that line? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you just look at the end, the last bar of that line, I wonder if we could guess what that might be. It's got the open A's followed by the D, that's on the 4th finger of your A string there. Should we just try the last bar of that line? Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we play the whole of that line with your bow? Okay, ready? 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Now, one of the hardest bits, there are 2 slightly tricky bits in this piece. One of the hard bits is going from the bit that we've just finished on that A-A-D-D, because the next notes that we have to play on the next line, we have to move our eyes down to the next line and we have to move over our 4th finger from that D on the A string to the G on the D string, straight over. So if I go from the last bar of the 3rd line, so you lift up your 4th and you have to move it across to the D string. Should we try that after 4, starting from the last bar of that 3rd line? 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we try that again? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a really tricky bit. Should we go now from the beginning of the 3rd line and see if we can get to that bar that we've just stopped at the beginning of the 4th line? Here we go. So we're going from the 3rd line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. try that again from the beginning of the third line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now thankfully the next bit is on lots of open G's, so you don't have to think about it too much apart from the rhythm. Bar 20, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes tea, tea, coffee, coffee, da, 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 da. Can we try that on the G string? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go from the beginning of the fourth line. So get your fourth finger back on the D string, and we're going to do the first 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that's okay, but what's that word underneath? It says cresque. That's short for crescendo, which means getting louder. Well, I'll do a little bit more about the louds and the softs later, but on those G's, start a little bit softer and get a bit louder if you can. Let's start from the beginning of the fourth line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go back to what we've had before, right at the beginning.